What if I told you that the most powerful force in Formula One isn't Red Bull's billions, Ferrari's legacy, or Liberty Media's empire? With an organization so controversial, fans once nicknamed it Ferrari International Assistance. That's right, the FIA. They've been accused of bias, of bending rules, and even of deciding championships, and yet they still write the rulebook. Why? To answer that, we first need to look at the controversies that made fans question the FIA's authority. In 1999, Ferrari title rival McLaren accused the FIA of going soft on Ferrari after numerous technical disputes. The nickname Ferrari International Assistance was born, and it stuck for years. In 2005, the infamous United States Grand Prix saw 14 cars pull out before the race even began. Michelin warned of unsafe tires, but the FIA refused to compromise. Just 6 cars lined up, fans booed, and Formula One's reputation in America collapsed for nearly a decade. And then, of course, there was the 2021 in Abu Dhabi. Lewis Hamilton was cruising to an 8th world title before a controversial FIA call on the safety car procedure gave Max Verstappen one final lap and the championship. Mercedes claimed the rules were broken, Hamilton fans cried foul, but the FIA's decision stood. So why does the FIA hold so much power? The story goes back to 1904 when the Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile was founded as the global governing body of motorsport. By the time Formula One launched in 1950, the FIA was the only organization recognized to regulate the championship. From that moment, they weren't just referees. They defined what a Formula One carries. Every major shift in sports, it being FIA-driven. The turbo ban of 1989 ending 1,000 horsepower monsters, sweeping safety reforms in 1994 after the death of Ayrton Senna and Roland Ratzenberger, the hybrid revolution in 2014 turning Formula One into a testbed for advanced automotive technology, and the 2021 cost cap limiting teams to $145 million a year, and finally placing a financial guardrails on a spending war that had spiraled out of control. But beyond rule changes, the FIA has introduced innovations that have saved lives. In 2003, the HANDS device was made mandatory, drastically cutting the risks of fatal head and leg injuries. In 2018, the Halo was introduced, criticized at first for its look, but later hailed as a lifesaver when it protected Roman Grosjean in Bahrain after a Ferrari crash that split his car in two. Since mid-90s, these innovations have reduced fatalities in Formula One to virtually zero. The FIA has also reshaped competition. In 2022, new aerodynamic rules were introduced to reduce turbulent air and allow cars to follow more closely. FIA data showed overtakes jumped nearly 30% compared to 2021, making racing more exciting. The cost cap and a wind tunnel handicap system now give weaker teams more development time, aiming to close up the gap with front runners. But here's the twist: Formula One is also a massive business. In 2023, the sport generated $3.2 billion in revenue. Liberty Media promotes it. Circuits pay as much as $55 million per race to host it. Sponsors pour in more than $2 billion a season. Yet, none of it means anything without the FIA's stamp of authority. No FIA, no World Championship, no legitimacy, no trophy. And that's why the FIA can clash with teams, defy fans, and still walk away holding all the cards. They've been accused of favoritism, inconsistency, and heavy-handed decisions, but they've also saved lives, driven innovation, and shaped Formula One into the sport it is today. So the next time sparks fly at Monza or our titles decided in Abu Dhabi, remember this: the real power in Formula One isn't in the cars, the drivers, or even the teams. It's in the rulebook, and the FIA holds the pen. And what about the future? In 2026, the FIA will roll out its most ambitious regulations yet. Cars will run on 100% sustainable fuels. Their engines will be nearly 50% hybrid and the cars will be lighter and more nimble. The goal? To keep Formula One relevant in a world moving toward green technology, while still delivering speed and spectacle. If successful, it could redefine what Formula One means and for the next generation of fans, and once again prove why the FIA, for better or worse, always has the final say.